So this is my perspective view. I've got an object and I've got a plan where I want it to tumble and land on this. So I'm going to show you keyframes. You can animate lights, camera, objects, materials. In fact, any parameter here you can animate. So I'm just going to select this object. Actually, in this view, I'm going to first press Control C. What Control C does is it makes this into a physical camera. You can see now I have a camera in the scene. See, that's my camera. And if I move my camera up and down, can you see my view changing here? So some of you have tried camera animation. In fact, in this view, when I change my, if I go in and come closer, my camera actually comes closer to the object here. I'm now going to try to animate the bottle so it lands within the camera view. So I'm going to go to Auto Key. And let me decide where I want to start. So this object, when I do logo animation, I generally go backwards. So I first decide what my last frame should look like, get it finalized by the client, and then I just go back and do some tumbling of whatever I want, because for the client, after a 2-second quick animation, what they care about is the final frame, which will stay on the screen for another 3 or 4 seconds, which is what most TV commercials have. So this one, I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep it out of my frame, and I'm going to add a keyframe. So plus, because that object is selected, I've added a keyframe. Now there are no keyframes for this object. So if you select this object, you will see the keyframes have gone. The keyframes are seen on the timeline. If you select this one, you will see the keyframe. Just like in Flash, they have a dot. Here you have a square. So let's say in about 10 frames, half a second, somebody has flipped it. Flipped it as in it goes up. And it starts rotating. I've moved my camera, so my camera has also got a keyframe there now. In fact, let me track it. So my camera is following it. So it has flipped. Oh no, I need it along this axis. I'm going to select this object, delete its keyframe. I'm going to select the camera, delete its keyframe. And okay, we'll start again. So let's start here. We're going to keyframe there. Just going to select these guys and delete the keyframe for the camera. Okay, starting again. First frame, after 10 frames, my object is going to move ahead. It's going to do a flip. Yep. So the object has done a flip, and then in another 10 frames, it does a 360 and lands. So what I have here is one of those flips. You can add sound effects to it. You can make a bottle, make a flip, and yeah. So that's a simple way of adding a camera, adding keyframes to object, and adding keyframes to the camera as well. Turn the auto off. You have to be very careful. You must turn your keyframes off. Otherwise, anything you do will start getting keyframed. Okay. Especially when you're doing the chess pieces, give every chess piece a start point, end point. Otherwise, other chess pieces will start moving from the very beginning of the animation. By default, it will add a keyframe to frame number 0. So I'll stop this one here.